Hey, this is MCTV, Paul Michael Davis, here with Father Pete O'Sullivan. Father Pete, how you doing?
I'm doing just great. Today would be my 1 month anniversary in Paola.
Nice work.
I got here on July 4th.
July 4th. Wow. So yeah, Father Pete is the new priest over here at Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Parish. Father Pete, well, first off, tell the people of MCTV of Miami County your background. Where are you from?
I grew up in Shawnee, Kansas.
Kansas.
Was born over in Kansas City, Missouri. When I was in the 5th grade, we moved out to Shawnee, so I finished up at St. Joseph Grade School there and St. Joseph High School. I graduated from high school in '74. And then I went to Washburn University in Topeka on a football scholarship.
What position?
I was an offensive lineman.
I couldn't tell, but I mean, you're not a small guy.
Well, I never was. Well, I used to be very muscular. Now it's kind of, I've gotten less in shape than I used to be. In fact, I was an all-state football player. I played in the Shrine Bowl. Let's let that go. That's,
all right, we're back for that phone call interruption, folks. So, Father Pete, where were we? You talking about
I just went to Washburn, and I went there for 3 years, and I ripped my shoulder up my junior year in college. So I did not play football my last year, but when I graduated from college, I joined the Marine Corps. And
so what made you want to join the Marine Corps?
I was getting my degree in education and mathematics and history, and I was pretty much at that time in my life going to be a football coach and a math teacher in a high school. And then after going to grade school, high school, college, I kind of thought, do I really want to be, I wanted to be a teacher, but I thought, I need a break. Been going to school all these years, and if you go to be a teacher, all you're doing is changing on which side of the desk that you're on. So I needed a break from school, so saw a college recruiter on campus, or a Marine Corps recruiter on campus, and so I signed up, and I went to mostly Quantico, Virginia in 1978 to 80.
1978 to 80.
And I knew I didn't want to make the military a career, so I was able to get out in 80. Came home, and I thought about this. When I was in the Marine Corps, probably what made me decide to be a priest is that one Lent, it's kind of funny, there was another guy, and he's from Arizona, Mark Riney was his name, and he and I decided to go to Mass every day for Lent. And Mass was at 6 o'clock in the morning. And he and I got up and went every day for Lent. And funny, he ended up becoming a priest down in Arizona. I've lost track of him. And then when I came home, I went to the seminary. And so I went
So it was just like that? I mean, after that?
Well, I got out and I thought I'd try it for a year. And if I liked it, great. If I didn't, then I could always teach. I tell you what, all the summers of college, I worked for a ready mix company in Shawnee there. And I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life, but it was good money, and I liked it was good, hard, hot work. Yeah. So I had some things to fall back on, but I thought, well, I'm going to go for a year, give it a try. If I like it, I'll stay. If I don't like it, I'll go back to teaching or go back to working construction for a while.
I talked to the priest before, and I mean, and they always had that calling. I mean, did you have anything like it? Was it a strong calling, or was it just automatic? Or
I just felt that God was leading me that way.
Really?
I thought that God kind of wanted me to give it a try. And I think that it's one of those things, if I hadn't become a priest and say now, 30 years later, would I have been thinking, I should have given it a try, or what if? So I thought, I'm going to go, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then I'll go back to some of my original plans.
I'm going to have to say you're my first, you're the first priest I've ever met that was an ex-football player and a ex-Marine.
Well,
I mean, not that's a bad thing. My father-in-law is he's a ex-football player, ex-Army. He's ordained minister. So it's.
I tell you what, to be truthful, when I was in the Marines, I found an awful lot of people who were Catholic and who were very serious about their faith.
Really?
And it's not. I mean, you had some other. You had some strange. You had some interesting individuals, but. When I was in, I mean, I had always gone to church. I mean, I grew up in a family. We went every Sunday. I went to Catholic grade school, Catholic high school. But when tell you what, I think what I felt the strongest as far as being a priest is when I went that Lent, and I went to 6 a.m. Mass every day for Lent. And then afterwards I kind of thought, well, maybe I'll give this a try. So I went to St. Louis University. Kenrick is where the seminarians live. Got my degree and in theology, master's in theology, and then I went to, was ordained a priest June 4th, 1983 at St. Joe Church in Shawnee. And the first 10 years of my years of being a priest, not only was I assigned to a parish, I also taught at one of the local Catholic high schools. I spent 3 years at a parish in KCK and taught at Ward High School, 4 years teaching at Hayden High School in Topeka and in 2 parishes, and then 3 years teaching at Mar Hill High School in Atchison, and was pastor of the big towns of Nortonville and Valley Falls. Then after the 10 years, and I became just a full-time parish priest, and I went to Emporia. From Emporia, I went back to Topeka to Overland Park to Paola.
Wow, so you're probably the, as far as I can think of, you're probably the, I don't want to say oldest, as far as age, but the most, you're the priest with the most experience.
In one way or another, that's it. I've been a priest 32 years, and so probably if it was 50 years ago when we had a more abundance of priests, I probably would have spent my time mostly teaching and being like a principal of a high school. I mean, you're always going to be assigned to a parish and do masses and things like that. But in fact, that's probably the reason why I stopped teaching. It was getting to be more and more difficult to be full-time at the high school and full-time in the parish. I'd get caught in a bind sometimes, a funeral, hospitals and things like that. So,
now, does it excite you? Does it excite you or make you happy that there's a school here in this parish?
Yes, I've 32 years of being a priest. I've never been in a parish that did not have a grade school.
Wow. Now is that just kismet? I mean, was that just by
accident? I would say that's part by chance and part by design. I think there are some priests who really like to have Catholic schools. There's a lot of challenges to have one. And there are some priests who would prefer not to. So probably more by chance and more by design that it's always worked out that way.
Okay. So how many parishes?
I think Paola would be my seventh.
Seventh parish.
Kansas City, KCK, Topeka, the country in Atchison, Emporia, Overland Park.
All within the same archdiocese?
Oh, yeah. If you're a diocesan priest, you stay within the diocese.
Okay.
Unless something unusual would happen.
Okay. So, all right, your age?
I'll be 60 in December.
All right. Your hobbies?
Well, I used to be a big-time runner, but I had an injury to a knee in 2011, and I used to keep myself in excellent shape and did 2 marathons in Phoenix.
Wow.
I like to play golf, and new parish, new start. That's been kind of my I can't say that every day since I've been here in Paola, but it is my goal to get back in. I'm probably not much of a runner anymore, but I need to get out every morning and do 2-3 miles just to walk. So you start new, you got new goals, new things.
It's like New Year's resolution. All right, so have you checked out the golf course here?
I have driven by it. I have not played since I've been here.
Okay.
Just tell you what, it's just trying to get adjusted, get unpacked. I did have a chance to play a couple of weeks ago, but it rained that day.
Did you find your socks?
Yes, I did. I'm still, tell you what, God bless, I am the youngest of 4. I have 2 sisters. Both my parents are deceased, but I have 2 sisters and a brother, and my 2 sisters and a couple of my nieces really took on the heavy burden of packing me up. But the only thing is, I wasn't sure which boxes they put stuff in. So I'm still finding things.
All right, Father Pete, we got to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back in MCTV. Paul Michael Davis interview with the new Holy Trinity Parish Catholic priest. Thank you.